let's get right back into it. So the first match is, I'm going to name a different one this time, Akira versus Haruko. Akira having an energy, no, actually it was Akira versus Remy. And Akira won the first match. Then is Misaki and Nami. Misaki would have water. And Nami would have rock. Remy would easily destroy her. Misaki would easily defeat her because of rock powers are weak. And they pale in comparison to water powers. Next, Alex versus Daiki. These two would have an awesome battle between Aura Force and Force Spirit Pressure. These are two blue energies that are close to each other, but one is much harder to control, but the other one is stronger. These two would go until Alex would eventually win with a strike, with a lock, with his. Oh yeah, also just saying, with these sword abilities comes an extra ability. So like him, he's able to, with this thing is able to lock on to people. Alex is able to lock on. Let me name all the abilities. Outside of dark matter energy, Akane has super strength, technically. Adrian can create clones himself, basically the Kagebushi no Jutsu, but he just puts up two of his fingers and goes, clone! And out of nowhere, and their clones are very real. They're identical to shadow clones, just it's not called the shadow clone. When you punch them, they can poof, but yeah. So yeah, they basically have all kinds of abilities. So he'd lock on. So Alex would basically lock in and defeat Daiki. Then the next match, Remy and Adrian. Remy has lightning, remember, and Adrian has blue fire. Along with lightning, she can also make lightning from her hands and maybe her feet. I don't know. He says, "Alright." He says, "Let me try out my new move already." Adrian says, pulling a sword out, saying, charging so much blue fire into it. She goes, "That's a lot of force." He goes, "Ah! Skyrim! Slash!" Going left to right, blitzing, then cutting straight, then appearing behind her, and then she falls to the ground, being knocked out. He goes, "Yup." The next one, Akane versus Hiroshi. Akane would easily win this one because, well, yeah. Along with the super strength of the sword, it's also the dark matter power. Next are the semifinals. God dang it, let me go get a pencil. I need to go write these matches down. Who wins which? So, on the back of the paper, I don't care how the matches go, so Haruko was versus Akira, and Akira beat Haruko. So then round 2 was Misaki versus Nami, and Misaki won that round. Then Remy versus Hiroshi. Then Remy versus who's that again? Remy versus Renko. Wait, no. Yeah, it was. I'm pretty sure it was Remy versus Renko. Remy won. Then it was. Adrian versus Akane. and it was Renko versus Akane. It was Hiroshi versus Akane. Akane won that. No, I'm getting these matches all confused. So, I'm pretty sure it was Alex and Daiki after that, and then after that... You see, I'm missing somebody. I have to add somebody else, so I'm gonna call this person... Kazumi. Kazumi. I'm just gonna call him Kazumi. He's also on the boys team. And it's, let's just say it was him versus Kazumi, and he'd easily win, and he would absolutely destroy Kazumi. Moving on to the damn... Now, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna get all this crap ready. So basically, I have a new thing to add to this. So, there wasn't really fun, this wasn't really it. They just had to spar to see who was getting into that, to see which people they could choose for the school, who were representing the school. He says, alright you guys, you did good. He says, it's all over? Adrian says, I thought it was a tournament. He says, nope. That was just for us to prepare for something bigger than this. Adrian says, wait a minute. Isn't that the... Akane says, Tokyo Prefecture? I'm not sure if that's something from, like, volleyball or something. I'm just gonna call it the Tokyo Prefecture. It's the Tokyo Nationals. He goes, yep, all schools around Tokyo will go around. And basically, we choose the best of the best fighters in our classes. And there's going to be 20 schools in this entire tournament. And that means I have to do a lot of writing. He says, so, the people who we might put in the tournament are Haruko, Misaki. Oh, no, never mind. The people we might put in the tournament are Akira, Misaki, Remy, Alex, Adrian, and Akane. These might be in the tournament. It isn't guaranteed for them to be in the tournament, but they have the highest chance of being in it because of what they've done already. They're good talent. They're amazing talent, and I believe in all of you. I wanted all of you, but that's just not how the judging system works. He started to burn. There's electrifying. I know, it stinks. It's my paper on fire. Here we go, that's much better. I had to like spray some spray. And it smells is not that good to hear. So basically they would all get super hyped. He says if they change the Tokyo Prefecture, then they'll choose all the entire class. You were all in an insanely good class, so they might put you there for the Tokyo Nationals. We have a lot of obstacles to go, and that's not for a couple of months. That's not for months from now. He says, also, we have to get to the first tournament. We get through, if we're the champions of that tournament, move on to the second one. Then we move on to the third. Then we move on to the fourth. And there's so many other prefectures and regions that are going to be in this tournament for the finals. Because every school, there's always someone better than you. Always someone better at fighting than you. You're not always the best. There's someone always better. They all say, yes, sir. And then they get right back to training. Insanely hard. Hit it. Then they all have fired up spirits, since they just said, because then they might be able to go to Tokyo Nationals in the coolest fighting tournament ever. And they'll be representing their school to try and win. Adrian says, Akane, spar with me. They go and spar for a while, going, absolutely destroying each other, absolutely draining themselves, and then they have a quick break. Then they keep on going with limitless speeds. And they're training non-stop for weeks on weeks. He goes, occasional enemy attacks, but they usually fend them off with these. They're all getting better with their other techniques, like Adrian better with his clones. They can be more durable. And Akane's super strength is getting way better. And they've basically, since that incident between Adrian and Akane, they could not serve the chocolate cake for a while. And mostly everyone's mad at them for that argument, but yeah. And most of them are mad at Adrian because he should have just gave her the cake. But Adrian refused and said no. And that's when 2 walls were broken. 2 of them. Also, the teacher sent them out to claim to do some things to help out the city. Maybe they go and ask people if they need help with their backyards for a tiny bit, for like $20 to clean their backyard. And they're doing all this, raising about $100,000 in total from helping, even getting on the news with it's just their class actually doing all this. And soon the whole class gets on TV. She says, I'm reporting it from Class A from Tokyo High, who have done so much to help the city. He says, let's let Mr. Johnson, their teacher, talk in. He says, hello, I'm Mr. Johnson. And then she says, why did your kids want to do this? He says, because they were super duper, they were so excited when I told them about the Tokyo Nationals, that they wanted to try their hardest and also do helping to see that they're worthy. Also doing tons of limitless training. She says, is there any limitless rivalries? Is there any rivalries in your class? She says, yes, the whole rivals are class with each other. She says, any main ones? He says, yes. And says, there are two. He says, may we see them too? Adrian and Akane walk forward. They both say, yo. With Adrian being so nervous, he goes, hi. She whispers, don't embarrass us, idiot. He goes, I'm sorry, I get nervous on TV. He goes, this is my first time. He goes, whatever. So, basically, he says, you, Adrian, do you have any plans for the future? He goes, yes, I actually do. He says, I'd love to master my clone ability along with this. He goes, she says, how about you two both show us your abilities? Akane says, do you guys have like a brick wall or something? She says, right over here. They put a shot to the brick wall and she crushes it with one shot. Kristen says, yeah, I know how that feels. 2 walls instead, and hit a third wall. He says, and then she does dark matter sorting, cuts through something easily. The reporter says, wow, that is some talent. He says, now you, Adrian. He goes, alright. Clone! And creates about 20 clones all over the room. They go, ba-do-do. Then all the clones start to get nervous, saying, why are we on TV? Adrian says, shut up. We're on TV, exactly, so shut up. She says, show us your other ability, please. He goes, ah! Going into a blue fire. Evil villains see this and they're like, I think we should capture those two. Those two are the strongest. We could use them, control them. Their rivalry could get them evil, and then we could turn on them, huh? And then they shut off the TV, going, Then the news reporter says, also... Then the clones start to go, oh, we're on TV, I am embarrassed to be on. Then Akane says, go calm down your clones. He says, fine. Rushes over and then they go, boo, and all the clones are gone. They see in the background him choking one of the clones, going, shut up. Then kicks the clone finally at poofs. And then all the clones finally poof. He goes, ah. He says, alright, I'm back from that. He says, that's all today, folks. This is news reporter Jenith. I'll see you guys later. He goes, and the students, since there's 10 kids in there's 10 students in the class, so yeah. Since there's 10 students, and they raised $100,000 from helping, and it was all their work, they will split the money each. Everyone in the class gets $10,000. With the teacher getting a raise for his paycheck. The agent says, this is the best day of my life. When he gets home, Ryuki is in kind of sadness. He says, Ryuki, what's wrong? She says, we're being kicked out. My job doesn't get enough to pay the bills. He says, no need. He goes, cha-ching. She goes, where'd you get that? She says, did you steal it? He goes, oh, hell no, I didn't. Where I got it from is basically we helped for the entire... Want to know why I wasn't at home for a month? Because we were going out helping tons of people, raising up to $10,000, and we all got $100,000, so then we split it all. He says, the teacher got a raise. He says, okay. So now we have enough to pay for almost an entire year. I don't know how bills work, people. He says, how about this? We use 5,000 on bills, 5,000 on food. She goes, how about this? 2,500 on food, and we can go get some stuff that we want. Maybe some stuff to entertain us. Christian says, I want a paintball gun. She goes, why do you want a paintball gun? He says, whenever someone annoys me, I can just go paint their house. She goes, nope, you are not getting that. He goes, hey. She goes, you're still not getting it. He goes, He says, can I get a tennis ball launcher? He says, why do you need that? He says, training. She goes, fine. He says, also I want a wrench. She says, why do you need a wrench? He says, I want to upgrade the pressure on it and upgrade the speed. She says, you know how to do that? He goes, yep, let's just also get phones so we can help out. So they get the phones. On their way in Akane's house, she's like a rich girl. When she gets home, her parents say, where have you been for the last month? She says, we're raising money, and also I just took home 10K. She says, that's it? Wow, poor. Akane says, really? She says, her mom says, you should be more like your little sister. She's a prodigy. Akane starts to cackle maniacally, saying, her a prodigy? Yeah, sorry, she ain't no prodigy. To you she's a prodigy, but you're blind. She goes, what, you little? Akane would easily catch, saying, remember, mother, I'm stronger than you, too. Akane's little sister says, Akane's little sister isn't really a brat. Her mom treats her like she wants her to be a brat, but her sister's nice. Her sister's about 5 and just got her new power unlocked. Hurrah! Then, when they bought the phone, although they all everyone in the class gets a call. Everyone says, who is this? They go, Guy? They say, who's the only one in this class without a phone? Akane says, I think Adrian. He says, I heard that! I have a phone right now! I just got the newest one! He goes, I split all the money, we all split the money into all different things. So I got a good phone. So now, I can call people. He says, oh yeah, I also wanted to ask you guys if you want to go get some boba, since I'm bored. They go, sure. He says, let's meet up at the park. They all head to the park and have a great time. He says, I think we're gonna have some trouble soon. Out of nowhere, a giant wind blast comes, and then they all get swept back. He goes, what the hell was that? Then he sees the strongest they see a Delta. They say, Akane says, no way, that's the supervillain Delta. That's the wind supervillain Delta. He goes, wow. True way to say it, Akane. We all knew that. We all didn't know that she was a supervillain. If she just attacked 10 normal kids for doing nothing. Yeah, totally, she's not a villain. She says, we have no time to play... Alex says, we have no time to play jokes, Adrian. That's literally a villain. He goes, cool. What's she gonna do? Attack us? Bruh. Literally, no cap. Walks up to Delta. They say, what are you doing? He goes, boom, bam, bam, bop, bada, and then gets a trash can, puts it a tiny bit over here, and bada, bop, boop, pow. They go, you realize that you're about to get killed now? He says, am I though? Then smack. Then he says, now am I? He says, oh shoot. He's about to get stabbed, but then he pulls out his blade and says, nope. Says, but then she cuts his blade in half, then stabs him. They go, oh no. Then he just poofs. He says, we've been hanging out with a clone? Akane yells, we were hanging out with a clone for this entire time? He goes, why are you guys overreacting so much? I just switched myself with the clone. He goes, and says, burning slash. cutting right through Delta, going, ah! He says, Akane, you have the best chance at beating her since, well, your power literally you can't see at night. She shoots it and instantly kills Delta. He says, wow, you didn't have to kill her. You could have just, he says, you could have literally just locked her up. Or like you, for an example, Remy could have just, well, shocked her till she said she was sorry and then we kick her out. That'd be fun. Akane says, baka. He goes, so what? He goes, whatever. And they just enjoy the rest of their night. Not until something bad happens. Though some random dude comes out of nowhere, looking the exact same as Adrian, darker hair, red eyes, and every girl starts to simp for him. He goes, what the? That's not. They say, Adrian, is this like your brother? He says, I don't have a brother. I got a sister. He says, I know you don't. I'm you. But evil. He says, really? I totally didn't notice that by the red eyes, red and black robe, black hair. Yeah, totally didn't realize that. Also didn't realize that your skin color is completely peach, like you're a damn vampire. Bro, what are you? Trying to look cool? This ain't Halloween. I mean, get your mind out of the gutter. Get your head out of the clouds as well. Smacks him straight in the face, going, boy, you better get that out of here. And says, you know, I'm about to erase you. I'm about to go sicko mode on you. He goes, ah, and just kills him right there, saying, see, that's much better. See, no more fake me. He says, now let's just go. The next day. He says, alright, you three. We're going, the school has decided, since the principal thinks you guys are worthy enough, he said, strong enough, he wants to put you all on things to save the world, to save the city. Basically, you're going to be put on tons of missions and hero duty. Adrian goes, cool, when do we actually get to have a fight, a good challenge? He says, look, I don't even know when we're having I don't even know where the Tokyo High Prefecture, I don't even know where the tournament, when the nationals are. There's somewhere between March and June. He says, wait, no they're not. They're about 2. He says, I don't really know. He says, but we will be having some summer camp training with other schools. And that's it.